So DMITRY Bivol's gonna fight Lyndon Arthur on this Saudi show for Boxing Day of Reckoning. Now this is a mid card fight, so it's a fight that's decent. It's a good fight, and to be honest with you, I think most people think DMITRY Bivol's going to win, myself included. Now, Bivol is definitely a stand-in for the pound for pound list. I mean, this guy's made almost more than 10 defenses of his WBA title. And not only that, he managed to beat Canelo. He managed to beat Ramirez. He's beaten two top Mexican fighters back to back. And on top of that, when he beat Canelo, Canelo was number one on the pound for pound list. So when Bivol beat him, it was a big deal. So Bivol, in terms of his resume, is leagues above the likes of Lyndon Arthur. Lyndon Arthur has got one or two good wins. I think he won an IBO title. Obviously, he had a win over Anthony Yarde, but Anthony Yarde avenged that win that he had over him. The crazy thing is, though, is the fact that in terms of, if you look at their careers, the trajectory of their careers, if you look at it, it seems like Lyndon Arthur's just trying to get a foot into the light heavyweight division. While if you look at Bivol's I think he's waiting for the ARTUR BERTIBERVE fight to happen. It's the one fight that boxing fans are clamoring for, and I think if he gets past Lyndon Arthur, he gets one step closer for it to happen. Now, the thing I'm wondering is, why is it taking such a long time for that fight to happen? I think Bivol is actually, and I'm not accusing him of ducking. He's not ducking, but I just think he's waiting a bit because obviously BERTIBERVE is in his 40s now. He's slowed down significantly. We saw in the Anthony Yarde fight, Anthony Yarde gave such a game effort against him, and I think the reason why he was able to do that was because BERTIBERVE was injured, BERTIBERVE was older, BERTIBERVE was fighting in the challenger's backyard, so he wasn't as comfortable as if he was fighting at home. But I think Bivol's just patiently waiting for him to show more signs of decay, and then he's going to fight him. And while he's waiting, he's going to take on adversaries that are good fighters, but they're not fighters quite on the level of a BERTIBERVE. So he's going to take on the Lyndon Arthurs of the world and other such fighters. Obviously, he fought very good fighters, obviously when he beat Canelo. That's an example of him beating a top fighter, and he has fought other great fighters like Ramirez. But the main fight that he wants is the fight against BERTIBERVE, and he's patiently waiting for the clock to run out on BERTIBERVE, because at some age, BERTIBERVE is going to show signs of fragility. He's coming. I mean, Father Time is undefeated, especially with his style. His style of being aggressive. He's definitely going to show fragility at some point. So, that being said, I think I think Bivol's going to easily win this fight, but I think Lyndon Arthur can make it awkward. He's a tall fighter with a long range, and I think he might have physical dimensions that's bigger or comparable to Bivol. He might have a longer reach, he might be a little bit taller. And because of that, Bivol's going in there against an opponent that has dimensions that he's not used to. So I think if Lyndon Arthur is cagey enough and he uses his reach and his height and he keeps the fight at a certain distance, he could make it awkward for Bivol. But I think Bivol, with his superior hand speed, his superior combination punching, his different angles and such, I think he's going to break Lyndon Arthur down and eventually beat him. That's just my opinion. And I think there could be a potential that he stops him, but I think there's a very good chance that this fight goes the distance, because I've got a feeling Lyndon Arthur's going to be a little bit cagey. Obviously fighting on such a big card against a pound for pound elite fighter like Bivol. I don't know if he's going to rise to the occasion. Maybe he does, and he fights out of his skin and gives a career best performance and maybe even beats Bivol. But I think it's unlikely for that to happen, because Bivol is just he's a pound for pound elite type fighter. But tell me what you think below. What's the chances of Lyndon Arthur winning this fight? And like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace.